Hello everyone, welcome to Josh's Boxes. My name is Josh. Today I wanted to make a quick video to give an update on the world building project that I've been doing on this channel called the Razed Chronicles. It's been like a year and a half since I posted anything related to Razed on this channel. And believe it or not, since then a lot of things have changed with what I want to do with the world. Even over the course of this channel's lifespan, the world has changed pretty significantly. I've drawn 2 or 3 separate world maps, and I did like a video on Tibur's Altar, this city that I had an idea for, and I wanted to make this video to give an update of where it is and what my plans are going forward. I haven't abandoned the project. I have been working on it this whole time. I just haven't been making any updates because since I made this world, or since I started making this world, there's been points that I've been just like banging my head against for years. I first thought of the ideas of this world back in 2018. So I've been working on this world in some form or another for 8 years. And that's a long time. And a lot has changed. And one of the things that's been frustrating about the project is that I have changed it so many times. Where like I've made changes that I thought would improve it, but then they just didn't sit well with me. And so like nothing was getting done really. I was like taking it apart and reassembling it and taking it apart and reassembling it over and over again. And so this last week and a half though, I finally settled on what I think is a good foundation for the world. And so I'm at the point where I'm tired of changing things. And I just want to be able to start actually working on building this world. And so as far as these are the next steps. I'm thinking of naming this video the Razed Chronicles Next Chapter, or New Chapter or something like that, because everything that I've done with this world on the channel up to this point is basically not canon anymore. I did a video about like the animals, the world map, the sapient species, all of that is stuff that I'll probably use for different world building projects. I won't throw it, I'm not just going to throw it away, but for this world, I'm basically starting over. A few things are staying the same. It's still a post-apocalyptic fantasy setting, and the basic premise is still that the world was plunged into chaos because the gods got destroyed by these draconic monsters called the Verosians. And people have been like just barely able to survive since this catastrophic killing of the gods and destroying a bunch of the world that's called the Razing, which is where the world gets its name, Razed. That's not the name of the like land, but that's the name for this project, is the Razed Chronicles. I hope to turn it into a book one day, and also like maybe some role-playing game stuff. I'm not as certain with what else I'll do with it, but I definitely want to write stories for this world. And I want, but honestly, it's a world building project first. I think that the world's really cool and I want to tell stories within it, but it's primarily a world building project. And so there's a lot of world building I want to do before I would write any stories. And so it's not really that I have world builder's disease, in that like I'm using the world building to procrastinate writing the stories. It's more like the stories are like auxiliary to this project, which is primarily just the fun of world building. Even though it's been kind of a headache to restart over and over and over again. But yeah, I'm finally feeling like I'm in a good place with like the lore foundations that I've created. So I'm gonna add this video to the Razed playlist that I have on my channel, and I'm gonna rename that to Old Razed. And so that's for those who have like been interested in the project and been following it, all of that stuff won't be canon anymore. But I hope you'll like the changes that I've made and that I explain going forward, because I think they're a lot better. And a lot of those ideas I still plan to use, like the sapient species, I think the most recent map that I've shown on this channel, I still plan on using all those things, but for a different world building project. I've struggled to know how to best present the world building as I do it, because I don't have, my art's just not good enough. It just still sucks. And so like I would love to do the thing that a lot of channels do, man, what are some good examples of, you know, there's like the Eternal Ruins, or Monster Garden, or Dead Gods, or Hannah Smith, or, you know, there's tons and tons of like ongoing world building projects that really inspire me and that I think are really cool, and I like their style of like world building an element, and then the video is like, you know, it's often like speed draws of their art, time lapse of them drawing the art for the projects. I think those are really cool, but I don't think my art is good enough. It's not good enough to be able to do that in a way that was satisfactory to me. I think that it would just end up looking like garbage, and I'd be really frustrated with it. And so I don't know exactly how to present the new world building information. I don't know if I want to do just like use art from the internet and do a voiceover that's like kind of related to it. I wouldn't do like AI generated art or anything like that. Not interested in using AI generated art for this project. Like maybe I would use it for like my own personal use for like concept art, but I wouldn't share it, and I wouldn't like use it in any sort of final projects or anything like that, because I'm just not interested in that. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how to proceed with sharing that information, because in order to really be able to present it the way that I want to, my art would have to improve significantly, leaps and bounds. Probably, you know, I've gotten kind of out of the habit of drawing regularly because I've been really discouraged with it. But I draw here and there, and it would take years. Like I would have to get back into the habit of drawing every day. It would probably take years of like diligently practicing for my art to be good. Right now it's just not, and that's just, it is what it is. Where like I can copy things okay, but original art like this, I just don't have the skill to do that. So the option is develop that skill over years and then start posting about Razed, and all my other world building projects, because I have a lot. There's a lot of different worlds I want to build, stories I want to tell, RPG products I want to make. And I do feel like something that holds me back is my my own limited art abilities. The other option is to pay other people for art, but that's not really an option for me. Financially, it would just be impossible. I'm not making any money from the YouTube channel. I'm not like, I'm in grad school. So I'm spending a ton of money on tuition and supplies and stuff like that. And like, my wife is working 2 jobs to try and keep us afloat. So paying other people for art's just not really an option. And I don't think it really has the following to warrant that. So I'd want the art to be produced by myself, personally, but it's not good enough. So I've harped on that enough. I think the point I'm trying to make is, I don't know, I can't promise when the next art video will, or when the next Razed update video will happen, just because at this point, I don't know how to make it. The most realistic option is just me talking at the camera, or maybe doing like a time lapse of the world map. I think my world, like my map drawing skills are passable enough to make a video about this. But like trying to draw characters, especially like original ideas, it's just not really feasible. So I have still been working on the project. I will continue to work on the project. There will be updates eventually. I'm not sure if I'm willing to push off updates for years and years enough to really hone in my art skills the way that I need to, or if I'm willing to just post videos with really crappy art as updates of where things are at. So I don't know. I'm not sure where to go with that going forward. It's just a matter of priorities. If high quality art is the priority, which is what I would want if I want this to like get big and to have a following and stuff like that, then it'll be years before I'm making this, like producing anything with it. But I'll keep like writing in the background at the very least. Or if I'm willing to just settle with like posting my crappy art of this project, and have the updates out sooner. So if you have a preference, go ahead and share below. Or if you have like other ideas, I'd love to hear them. But if not, that's where we're at. That's the update. Still working on it, and still excited about the project, and just not really sure. Feeling like finally in a spot where it's like good enough, where like the lore is good enough that I can share and like work off of it rather than just changing the foundation over and over again. But yeah, unsure of how to proceed. So yeah, sure, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But hopefully this is helpful if you've been wondering about where Razed is at and what's been going on with it. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao.